Welcome back to another episode from Driving Britain. Today we're looking at a British person reacting to American words that we just don't understand. Now the actual video that we're reacting to is American words that completely confuse Brits. I've got a feeling there's probably quite a few.
Hi, I'm Lauren and I'm from the UK.
I'm Cherry, I'm from America.
Hi.
nice to meet you. So you're from the UK?
Yes.
Where from exactly?
I'm from northwest of England,
Okay.
near Liverpool.
I went to Liverpool.
Really?
Because I'm a huge Beatles fan. So I did the whole tour.
I also did it when I was really young.
Okay.
But it's so nice.
Yeah. I stayed like 3 hours in the museum, just like taking my time.
Like with the big headphones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved it so much.
Yes, they're very different. There's a lot of different dialects in America as well. I'm pretty sure there's like thousands.
Yeah, I don't really know
dialects
which
in England,
words they're going to cover.
We have the hard R. The hard R. There's a lot of R's, and England doesn't have
Yeah, we don't
as many.
say the R's ever.
Yeah. In America, they're just pants.
But in the UK, pants is underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then
that's always funny.
it's always a confusion, like, you know, when English people come to America, they're just like,
Pants?
jumper.
Yeah, but then what do you call your underwear then? If your pants are your trousers, then what is your pants? Briefs?
Is jacket. We don't really say jumper in America.
Maybe just go commando.
One of
So
them.
jumper for us is sweater.
Okay, so it's sweater. We don't say jumper at all in America, so it's kind of like confusing when they say jumper. Yeah, I think some people have heard of it, but they're like, wait, what's
What
a
is
jumper?
it? A
Yeah.
jumper. It's
Yeah.
a sweater.
Yeah, but if you call jumpers jackets or whatever it was that she said, then what do you call jackets? Yeah, you have a jumper that doesn't have a zip on the front, and then you have like a sweat top jacket that does. You know, like what you wear with a tracksuit. I don't mean as in a coat jacket, because that would be called a coat.
The first word is realtor. Do you know what this one is?
I do know what it is, but in the UK we say estate agent.
Okay.
But realtor?
Yeah.
What the heck? Like what? Realtor? Realtor?
Yeah, where did you get
A
the end of the
realtor
word
is sort of
from?
A realtor when you need a house. Estate agent. An estate is just like a house, like your land, but we don't really say estate agent.
Yeah, we say estate agent because they're an agent dealing with the estate. But I don't know really where you get the end of. I get the real bit, but not the tour. Where did that even come from? Does it mean something different in the US? The end bit.
Realtor just sounds weird. Like real what? Real what? Real estate? It's from real estate, right? Okay, but then where's the
totally,
tour
yeah.
coming from?
Yeah, that's my point.
No idea. I think we just like make it up as we go.
Oh, that's a great rule to follow. We're going to understand that.
Wagon. You know what that is?
What the heck is a station wagon?
Station wagon is an estate car.
Huh?
Like think of a wagon, a modern wagon. That's kind of a hint.
I thought it would be like on a train.
Yeah, we'd call a station wagon an estate car, but your station wagons are quite a bit bigger than our standard estate car. And it would have a completely opening boot, which if that was on a normal car, then you just call that car a hatchback. Yeah, if it's like a smaller version of the station wagon.
Train.
Oh.
Train station, but a wagon.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't know what this is.
It's a car and
To get horses with one
It
eye.
has like the back. It's kind of like a pickup, not a pickup truck. It has a so in America they actually have a lot of these, but
What the heck is that?
station wagons are like really old cars, right? Oh, I thought there was something else.
Do you even still have the station wagons? Because when we watch, you know, things like Beetlejuice and films from the 80s and 90s, then you see a lot of station wagons around the US and in the filming with those weird brown vinyl looking sides on them and stuff. Like kind of fake wood effect type stuff. But I don't remember seeing them recently in any newer films, not unless it's something that's trying to, like, you know, pretend to be older. Do you even still make them? Do you still have them? Or all the people that used to use them, what do they now use?
I thought I was thinking of something else.
I know what it
She looks
is now.
impressed.
Okay, so A station wagon is kind of a longer car, I think you could say.
But not quite one that carries.
No, that's bad, because the American girl in the black just had to also look at what the station wagon was like. I'm not sure that's a great sign.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a hearse. So in the UK, we call them estate cars. I feel like they're not that popular though in the UK, maybe. But yeah, they just have a really long back.
Yeah, they're a little bit out of fashion.
Yeah.
They don't really make as many, but they're kind of vintage now, so people are...
Yeah, but what do people use in the place of it? Because I'm guessing that it was probably used by families to try and get all the stuff in. And even your general saloon car, your, I don't know, town car, whatever you would call them, with a hatchback, a big open lifting boot where the whole window goes up. You can get some stuff in there, but you're never going to get in the same sort of stuff as what you would have got in one of your station wagons. And I can't see the average school-run mum using a big 4x4 with an open back or something. So what do you use in its place? Or have you just stopped using that completely? Because we still have estate cars. They're probably not quite as popular, but there's still quite a few about.
Kind of wanting them to... Yeah, I really like them, actually. The next
Chocolate
word
bars.
is sneakers. Do you know what this one is?
I know this one. It's trainers.
Trainers is a whole different word.
I'm still going to go with chocolate bars.
So like a trainer would be someone who
Trains you.
trains you.
Yeah. But also the shoes are being used whilst you're training.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
trainers.
Well, actually, the interesting thing, sneakers was actually a brand, and a lot of American words, they kind of take on the brand name.
Yeah, I've noticed that with some of your other videos, things like your crock pot. I think that was from a brand, wasn't it? But I think that with trainers, we also have pumps, which is a word you don't hear very often anymore. But when you're little, when you're at, I don't know, up to 5 or 6 years old, there's little slip-on things that you kind of have that aren't quite trainers. I don't know if you ever had them in the US. At school in the UK, you used to have little black pumps that you used to wear at like first school. I don't even know if they still do that now, but that's where the word kind of pumps came from. And then by the time you're getting up towards, I don't know, close to your teens, then that's when you start to use the word trainers, because that's when you'd have actual things that look more like trainers, I guess. Maybe early, 6 or 7, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, we've got the word pumps, meaning they didn't have laces or anything. They're almost like elasticated trainers. And then you got actual trainers, sneakers, whatever. But then you've also got different types of sneakers, because you've got running shoes versus, which aren't shoes, they're still trainers. They're just a bit lighter. So I don't really know why they're called running shoes. Maybe we just did that just to confuse the rest of the world and everybody in Britain. So yeah, we get different types as well. I don't know if you have different types of Snickers or... Yeah, Snickers, that's the name of a chocolate bar as well, isn't it? So doesn't that get a bit confusing? We used to call it a marathon chocolate bar, but then the EU made us change it, or somebody made us change it to the word Snickers, because marathon was used in a different country, the word marathon, and they wouldn't start selling into that country, so then they changed the brand all across. If that was your country, we prefer the name marathon.
And then they use that in everyday life, like Xeroxing. Do you know the word Xerox? It means
You mean
to print
photocopying?
something.
Okay.
But the original printing company was called Xerox. So now we just...
Yeah, we call that photocopying. We do see boxes with Xerox on the side, but it's never been very big in the UK compared to the US.
use the brand name as just a verb. So we use it as an action. Yeah, that's a lot of American words are.
Okay.
So sneakers is one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cilantro, my favorite.
Never even heard of
Do you
it.
know what this
I
is?
saw the
I
caption
do
on
know
there,
what
it says
this
coriander,
is
but
because I said before I watched Barefoot Contessa.
Oh, okay.
And I would always laugh when she said herbs. And also cilantro. I was like, what the heck is that? So that
yeah, it's
is
kind of H at the front, not on you.
Coriander.
In the UK we say coriander.
Yeah. I've been confused with this because I've heard coriander as well and then cilantro. So I looked it up quite a few times, like, what is this? Like, apparently coriander is the plant and cilantro is the leaves. I've heard.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you buy a jar of, kind of ready ground coriander off the shelf in the supermarket, you don't get the plant part, you get Oh, the leaves, don't you? Eggplant.
Egg.
Oh, we have those in the UK. Look. Although we call them chickens. Hang on, it's a vegetable. You mean that KFC have been lying to me all this time? They've actually been feeding me vegetables. The bastards. Moving on.
English.
So eggplant, I know what that is because it's a widely used food and emoji. In the UK, we say aubergine, which we get from French.
I wonder how we got to eggplant, because the English people came down to America. How did it change into eggplant, and where the heck did egg come from?
It's not even really like an egg shape.
You probably just changed the word because it was different to the word used by the British. Just as the word hamburger and beef burger, that's why they got swapped, wasn't it? Because of Germans. So it's probably because of that. It depends when you first started eating them. Was it around your kind of revolution sort of days? If it was, that's probably what it came down to.
Yeah, I think aubergine sounds a lot more better.
It's just weird. Like, no offense. It's just
No,
weird, like,
none taken.
an eggplant. Because it doesn't look like an egg.
Oh, chutes and ladders.
Okay, I
Snakes.
I think it's snakes and ladders, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Why shoots?
I think chutes is kind of a slide. When I was young, I played snakes and ladders. So I know both of them.
Shoots like the trash shoots?
Yeah,
Okay.
chutes and ladders. So you would.
The snakes and ladders was part of the actual branding in the UK. Like as in part of the trademark. But I'm not sure.
When I played, it was a real snake. So
What?
it was like not a real snake.
How'd you get into
Picture of
state
a
position?
snake. But yeah, I think in England it's not like a real snake, like the game.
Yeah, but not a
Picture
real
of snake.
It's a
No, I
picture
mean the
of
picture of
snake.
a picture of a snake.
Yeah, the picture.
Faucet. Do you know what this one is?
Is it sink or basin? Basin?
Not
Sink?
basin.
Tap?
Yes.
I
There
was
you
like,
go.
it's one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
these bath things.
Yes, I know most of our houses in the kitchen do have two. Not most, but a lot. But that's just because we're greedy.
Actually, when I went to England, my aunt had a hot water tap. Like it just came out boiling
In the
hot for
kitchen,
tea.
say?
Yeah, is that normal?
I wouldn't say normal, but I've seen it kind of become a trend, and I really want one.
Yeah, what they're actually kind of alluding to is the fact that in the UK, the hot and cold tap, especially in kitchens, will be separate taps, and that's because you can drink the cold water straight from the cold tap. You don't need to worry about the fact that it's got hot water from the old boilers and listeria and things like that could be in hot water. But what they're talking about is one of the new devices where you can have the settings on your tap so that it pours out direct boiling water or ice cold water or soda stream. Either that or she's talking about what we would call an immersion heater. An immersion heater is basically like it's a bit like a kettle, but you could have it on your wall. Yeah, you'd put almost a gallon of water in it. Well, it depends on the size of them, but they can hold quite a lot. And when you kind of turn it, then it instantly sends out hot water. It kind of boils it on its way through. But they were pretty old things, so unless her gran or whoever she said lives in a cottage in the middle of the Highlands or a bed sit in the middle of a really poor estate or something where nothing's been updated for 50 odd years, then I wouldn't have thought she's speaking about the immersion heater. I think she's probably on about the newer version.
Sophomore.
I did not know it was spelled like that, actually.
It is a weird spelling.
But it's pronounced just sophomore. Sophomore.
I had no idea what this the system was for you guys.
No, that is the other thing. It is a bit confusing to everybody else on who fits where, what age group in your groupings, because in the UK, you go to first school or infant school originally for the first 3 or 4 years, whatever the amount is, whatever year you join. Middle school, which I know that in the UK now we're kind of adopting your sort of system of year 11 and year 12. But when I was at school, it was basically middle school. The term changes throughout the UK, just as what it does throughout countries. But basically, that's the school that you go to before senior school or high school. So you go there for 4 years, then when you're, 13, 12, then you go to senior school until you're 16. At the age of 16, you can either stay on at the school for another 2 years in the sixth form to do your A-levels. So then you'd have lower sixth and upper sixth, but it's basically the sixth form which is like going to school, but you can wear your own clothes. You don't have to wear your school uniform. Or you can leave school at 16 and go to work, or you can leave school at 16 and go to college rather than staying at school. Only the students with the better marks are more likely to stay at school to do their A-levels. Most other kids are probably, if they're going to do their A-levels, go off to college to do them. You do your A-levels for 2 years, either at school or at college. And if you're staying in education, then you would then go off to university to do a degree. The average degree time is 3 years to 4 years, depending on your degree. A diploma would be probably around about 2 years. So we have school until we're 16. Then you do your A-levels either at school or at college. From your 18 onwards, you go to university. That's like the narrowest time that you can do it. Obviously, not everybody does that. A lot of people just leave school or go to work or and so on. But if you was following that route, then that's what you'd do, and that's the order and kind of ages that you do it at. But in the US, I don't know if it's still the case, but we used to get the impression that you would have to kind of repeat years until you got up to the education standard for that year. No matter what your actual age is, based on your education level, you either repeat the year or whatever you need to do, meaning that you can be, where we all leave school at 16, or you can leave school at 16 regardless. I got the impression that at the US you have to kind of, if you want to get your GED or whatever you call it, in the UK, that the basic kind of leaving school exams is your GCSEs, which I think is your GED, your general education diploma. Do you just keep staying at school and just keep repeating it, or whatever you need to do until you pass it, regardless of your age? Or is there a set time when you then leave and you have to move on to the next bit, whether you passed it or not? And when you go to college, is your college the same as our college is, or do you mean university when you say college?
Until I moved here, and they use the same. They call it the same thing. Sophomore, junior, senior.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
There you go.
So it's a second year.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we don't really have names for the different years at university, but the first week in university, first fortnight, is Freshers' Week. But other than Freshers' Week, that's about the only real name that you have.
Student. Yeah, we say first year, second year. It depends if you're like what kind of course you're doing, third year. But usually our degrees are just 3 years. So we will just do like first year, second year, final year. But also the first years can be called freshers, which is like freshmen.
Yeah,
but is that in sixth form? Are you talking about sixth form?
No, I'm talking about university.
Okay.
So in sixth form, it's like lower sixth and upper sixth, or year 12 and year 13.
Why is it?
Which is what you would either do at school if you had good enough marks to be able to stay at school and do it, because they're trying to take the kind of the better students if they can, or you'd go off to college and do that.
Called sixth form.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess it's called sixth form because you do 4 years in senior school, and then you do your 2 years for your A-levels, 4, 5, 6, sixth form, lower sixth, upper sixth. But I'm only guessing.
Bangs.
I know this one, of course, is fringe. In the UK, we say fringe.
Yeah, that sounds better.
What's bangs got to do with fringes?
Why do we say bangs?
I don't know.
American English is so weird.
I mean,
so not even you know what you call it, bangs.
Yeah, it kind of looks like.
But like even like fringe on like a piece of clothing, in America we call that fringe. But why don't we say bangs? But that'd be really weird.
Hey, look at my bangs.
So yeah, it's kind of.
Where did you even get that word from?
Bugger.
Wait, yeah, that's one. What do we call it?
Bugger. That's in English.
Bogey.
Oh, booger.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm thinking too.
I think she was saying
like,
bugger,
oh, you bugger.
I mean, booger. Whatever.
Yeah, in America
she means snot.
booger.
Okay, this, the thing inside your nose. We say bogey.
We say booger.
Booger.
Yeah, another word is snot.
Yeah.
But booger in the UK means something completely different. Yeah. So yeah, that one's a weird one.
So today we compared American English and
in UK, booger or burger does mean something very, very different. I'm not sure how I could explain that one. Yeah, I'm just going to skip over that one. You can just look that one up.
English. How was it?
It was great.
It was okay.
Did you guys think it was great? If so, please like and subscribe.
Well, they come up with a couple of weird ones. But I think that a lot of the words we generally recognise through US TV and stuff. So I don't know that they confuse people from Britain. Although your fringe one was a bit weird. Whatever that last one was that you called it, I've forgotten the word already because it was a bit odd. No, not bugger. Bangs. Yeah, that's all a bit odd. Where did you even get that word from? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And your sophomore and freshmore and stuff, that's all pretty confusing to people in the UK. Add to the comment section which one's which, where it changes in year or age, and whether your colleges are colleges like what we would understand, or do you mean university? Do you take your degree at college, or do you do diplomas at college and degrees at university, or both at both? Let us know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. See you next time.